Good morning everyone and welcome to Attingham Park. Now, I have changed things between episodes and I've changed quite a few things. One of them you may have noticed. I have shown what I've done by putting a lovely logo on the thumbnail. We have now turned on Maizeplus. So, I'm going to tell you what that's changed, because obviously you can add it to a save game, but you never know what the consequences are, which is why I added it, tested everything, and then rolled it out to us. I didn't want to just turn it on, start recording, and then go, oh no, everything's not working. So, if we go to the cows, we now see we have 4 categories. So, I need to just quickly open a little PDF file. So I'll put a link to this PDF file in the video description. This is the FS22 Maizeplus English guide. It is the same awesome guide that we had for 19, but obviously detailing the 22 mod. So we've got base food, which is 40% effective. That is grass, maize, or whole crop silage. Roughage, 30% effective. That is alfalfa hay or hay. Yes, alfalfa is here. Moisture food, 20% effective. That is potato cut, sugar beet cut, brewer's grain or brewer's grain silage, beet pulp or beet pulp silage, fresh maize. So fresh maize is maize that has not been, it's been cut with a forager, but not put into a pit. And finally we've got power food, which is only worth 10%, and that is mineral feed, grain grist, canola, soybeans, and beet pellets. Now luckily for us, we're going to be growing the soybeans, so that works well. But obviously this only gives 10%, so it's not worth doing too much. Now, if we quickly tab over here, ignore him, I just left him tipping because that was too much. So what you'll see here is that this keeps dumping out, I don't know why. This has changed to whole crop silage. The reason for this is that Maizeplus updates the fruit IDs. And when it does this, it overwrites the fruit IDs that were already there. So some of your fruit will change type, which is why it's not advisable to just turn it on immediately. You should turn it on and check if everything's working. So in this case, whole crop silage becomes the ID for what was previously just silage. That's not a problem. We can still feed that to the cows, and we can still put it into here, because if we go here now, you'll find we've got silage, that's the whole crop, maize, and grass. So we could technically put 3 types into here, and we would be able to get 3 sets of money, because it all runs, I believe, 840, 840, yes, they all run exactly the same amount. So if we could get ourselves some grass silage as well to put in, we would be able to get ourselves extra money. Now, something I've just noticed there is the amount. So silage, whole crop silage and maize silage give the exact same output. Grass silage gives you less electricity and less methane, but the same amount of digestate. So we'd get a little bit less money for grass silage. That makes sense. All of these new things are also now in here. So we've got grass conditioned. I'll show you the different grass stages in a minute. We've also got corn, grain, grist, all of these different things that we're now adding in. Crop swath as well, horse hay, horse silage, everything is in here. So, what have we got to do? Well, luckily Maizeplus counts fresh grass as what it calls sliders 1, 2 and 3. Let me just confirm that. Good job I checked, because it's 1, 3 and 4. So 1, 3 and 4 is the base food, the moisture food and the power food. So the roughage does not increase. Now I know when I tested this on another map it did actually increase the roughage, so I'm not 100% sure why that is. The good news though is that we now have a bit of health on the cows and some productivity. I found that with Maizeplus turned off, the only way I could get that health to increase was actually to put hay in as well. Don't know why. So yes, we need to get ourselves some grass. Now this is the last thing I wanted to talk to you about. Here we now have grass. There was a mistake on my part, a bit of a misunderstanding. So I assumed that if we go in here, we have landscaping, we have painting. I assumed that painting the grass would be okay. Painting the grass was not okay. What we needed to also do was to put down this meadow plant. Now it says these are decorational, but I don't have enough money to show you. But basically it puts this kind of meadow in. Now you can also see at the same time I've got this field here. I realised about the meadow after I'd spent about 30 minutes ploughing this up and seeding it. So this is now going to grow back as grass. However, I have done a test, I fast forwarded it through time, and the animals still don't appear to be grazing, and I do not know why, but they're just not. So what we need to do obviously is to get ourselves some grass. We need to be able to feed these cows to keep them going, and we have no money. Luckily for us, we can also sell the grass if we have some left over. It'd be good to get some hay as well, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that today. So which is the way into the field? It's this way. We're going to cut the sheep's meadow. Now we have our own grass fields that we could actually cut first, but the sheep's meadow is closest. It's easiest for us to get to, so I think we should do that. Let me just confirm that we can get in there, because it looks like maybe there's no gate. Maybe I'm stupid and the gate is in the pasture, which would kind of make sense. So we'll just whiz down here and find out. Yes, okay. So it is in the pasture. Now I don't like this gearbox, as I've already told you. I also am going to have a little bit of a problem with this mowing job, because we really should repair the tractor, but we don't have any money. We are making money per hour, but again, when I did the little testing moving forward in time, I did find that we actually have more outgoings at night than we have incoming during the day. So that's not a good sign. We're going to have to make ourselves some money, which is why I think we should make ourselves some grass and some hay. We can also make grass silage as well, so we may do that. Right. So I'll just move out of the way of the gate. Oops, I still managed to hit the gate. We will come over here, and so I'm going to show you this because it doesn't matter for what we're going to be doing. We are currently, you see it says in the menu, without conditioner, and there's a Z key. I will show you without conditioner first. So turn him on, turn him on. This one should also say without conditioner. Good. Drop them down, and I'll just do the first headland like this. So this is what's called without conditioner, and what this is leaving is fresh grass. It is just completely fresh, what you would cut from the field, lots of moisture in there, which is why when you collect it, it shows up as a grass symbol with 3 drops of water, because it is very moist, as you would expect. So just head around, cut this. Now luckily, like I said, it doesn't matter for the purposes of feeding to the cows. I did some tests, and feeding to the cows, I could feed them this grass, or I could feed them the next level of grass. Can we fit through? Just about. Wow, that was close. Obviously we're going to have to windrow all of this afterwards, and this meadow grass will grow back as well. These plants are the type that regrow, which is helpful. And this isn't actually the way I was going to do this. I was going to do this with the loading wagon on the back, and the small mow on the front. But as I want to demonstrate the Maizeplus parts, it makes more sense to just do it like this. So, lift that up and turn it off. Put in a little bit more. I just want to get things nice and tight, obviously. I'm going to cut as much of this as possible because this is going to stop our cows from starving. And we need to stop our cows from starving. So turn it on and drop it down. Same with you. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. It would be helpful if I went the right way, wouldn't it? There we go. So I will collect up these bits that I have sort of missed as well at the same time. Oh, interestingly, this pen has got water that needs to be filled. That's good news. Now, of course, feeding sheep is not the same as feeding cows, that is one thing. And I've got a cow screaming, so I'm going to have to go see her quickly, and then we'll come back to the conditioner. And now we'll try it with the conditioner, and I can show you exactly what that does. So the conditioner is now on. You can see it says with. Drop that down. I do have a key, I think, a key binding for doing this differently. So now you can see this is slightly darker. So all base game mowers have had this installed. I am not 100% sure if the modded ones have. I'll have to double check that. It probably says inside that lovely PDF I was talking about. But yes, basically all the mowers now have the option of having this conditioner. And so this conditioner takes the grass to what I'm going to call second stage, which is called grass conditioned. And this icon will show up in the loading wagon or bucket as a piece of grass, but with 2 water droplets. It is slightly less moist. So you can of course get conditioners on real mowers. I guess you can get them on agricultural mowers. Makes sense. It just makes them slightly drier. However, I would imagine it would also take up a bit more power because they're not going to be doing their standard job. But anyway, this is the conditioned grass. There are obviously 2 stages after this. The final stage, you know exactly what that is hay. There's a grass level in between, which is semi-dry. And the way the tedding works is really cool, to be honest. But we're probably, I don't think we're going to be doing any tedding today. We're going to be focusing just on getting grass for the cows so that they don't die. There's also a couple of things that you need to be aware of regarding what happens if you try baling these things. So if you try baling hay, obviously you get hay. If you try baling any of the grass levels that are below hay, I think you get a bale of grass. Let me go and check that thing about the mower and check that now. So I couldn't find out about the mowers. I did see it somewhere, I just don't know where. But anyway, so I have checked the grass. So grass fresh cannot be tipped into the bunker. So you have to have this type of grass here, which is the conditioned grass. Conditioned grass is the minimum level to be tipped into a bunker and made into silage. You can then obviously tip the semi-dry grass as well, that's not a problem. If you bale any stage of grass, you will have a grass bale. That's if you're doing it without a wrapper. If you bale any stage of grass with a wrapper, you will have grass silage. And if you pick up the grass with a forage harvester, you will always have conditioned grass. So even if you've got hay grass, semi-dry or fresh, what will come out will actually be conditioned. So if you want to put it in a bunker, always got to turn the conditioners on or TED it once. If you want to make a grass bale, you don't need to use the conditioners, and if you want to make a silage bale, you don't need to use the conditioners. So, like I said, all of this information is in the file from the farming agency team, so I will put that link in the description, and then you can read all about it yourself. So now, we've had enough rambling. I am now going to quickly whiz through, get all of this field done. I think I'm going to convert it back to fresh grass, I think. I'm going to carry on with fresh grass. So, there we go. Now you do have to do that for both mowers, if you're using 2 mowers. Anyway, I will continue, and I'll see you when I've got all of this field. I'm actually going to row it as well, so I'll get it all mowed and rowed, and I'll see you then. It's all rowed up and ready to be collected, and I am a little bit worried because I've just realised that in FS19, if you baled with 2 types of fruit, it would just continue with the fruit that was already in there. I think in 22 it resets, but I remember the loading wagon did some very strange things if you had 2 types of fruit, so I'm a little worried about what's going to happen here. Is it going to reset? It is. Oh no! Okay, well, there is a solution for that. It involves tedding. Which means I'm going to have to demonstrate tedding to you. Alright, may as well give the cows something. Oh, this is such a pain. I should never have mowed with 2 different types. Lesson for all of you. Loading wagons don't like 2 different types of fruit. There we go. We know now. Well, you probably knew already. I'm still testing things. Right. We'll go and dump this in the cows, and then... this tractor really doesn't have the maintenance to be able to do this job. I think I'm going to have to take out a loan just to pay for maintenance. The problem with having this tractor and all of these pieces of equipment on lease is that every hour my money starts plummeting. It's very, very annoying. So we're in 2315, and that is purely because I had to there was another hour put onto, I think, the mowers, the windrower and the tractor all had time put onto them. An extra hour. So that's really not good news. Yeah, let's drop this into the cows first. Go this way so we can do that. I'm so annoyed. And that's the one thing I didn't test off camera, actually. I should have done, because then I would have known. Oh well. I can get it tedded. We do need a tedder. In fact, maybe we just take a loan to buy a tedder. That might be easier. Now, I want to make sure I don't run over the cow, but it's going to be difficult. When am I going to get my message? Soon. There we go. So, grass fresh, heading in. And we will see in a minute. So, 362271. It doesn't update like it did before. Ah, yes, perfect. So the base food updated, the moisture food and the power food updated. The roughage did not. But that's good because we've now got some extra food in there. What do I need to do? I may as well leave him here just for now. Let's go over here. We can use this gate that we never normally use. Just have to remember to close it behind me. Of course, it does have a cattle grid, but even still, we'll keep it closed. The other one doesn't seem to have a gate. So down at the other end of the field, which is a little strange. Right. Now, of course, I would like to get a very big tedder, but that is not going to be possible, really. So this is the one I tried. That's 9 meters. That is too small. I know it is. I've already used it. It's awful. It's not, well, it's not awful. It's just, yeah, too small. I think we should take this one. So that's 16,000, and then we need to also repair the tractor. So how much is it? There's our lease cost showing up now. So let's head into the workshop and find out how much we're going to need to pay to have this tractor serviced. Open both gates. There we go. What's this one? Oh, that's for me to change my clothes. Okay. He is going to cost 7. Wow. So we need in total 24,155. 24,155. That's a lot more loan than I was expecting. So we've got 30,000 loan there now. Repair you. Yes. Okay, he's now fully repaired. And we can now purchase that tedder, which I will then go and pick up. I will show you the tedding, but I don't want to make hay. So I can't show you the full tedding. No, so I'll demonstrate the tedding next time. Yeah. For now, I'll get it tedded and windrowed again, and then I'll come back. Okay, so now everything is tedded and rowed. The swaths do look bigger now, but I think that is purely because of the fact that they're all made of the same material, whereas previously they weren't. And if we just look in here, so you can see the deer, but they're quite short. You know, it's difficult to see them in there. That is our one of our grass fields. So there's going to be a lot of grass on there when we need it. Now, we are collecting with the loading wagon, and as you can see down in the corner, we've got the fill type showing up next to the percentage. And it is a grass symbol with 2 water droplets. So it is still moist, but it's not the wettest. The wettest is the fresh grass. We do also get the one level drier, which is semi-dry, and then above that it's hay, because that's got no moisture, which is what you would expect. So we're going to get this picked up, taken straight over to the cows so we can top them up. Next time, or sometime soon, I think, we'll have to do some hay. Now that we've bought a tedder, even if tedder may make us bankrupt, now that we've bought one, we can obviously make ourselves some hay quite easily. And I just need to, I think we need to go this way to pick up this grass. This is one of these areas where really it was a bit of a crazy idea. I shouldn't have gone this far into the area. Anyway, so we're almost full on the first load. I will get this load finished, and then we can drop it off and we can start a time lapse once we've done that. Nice big full load here then, ready to drop off. And this is good because now we can keep these cows healthy. They are now producing milk as well. And if I can get them high enough, they will also breed. Oh, there we go, there's my saving. And also their value is increasing because their health is going up. And that's good for us because I don't remember how much we paid for them, but quite a lot of money. And we can see the food is increasing. Nope, it's already full. So there's okay. It's okay. We need more. We could also do putting straw in, but we don't get manure anyway, it looks like. Not quite sure why, because I'm sure over there's a manure kind of pile area. I'm yet to discover how manure works, but of course slurry we can use for our fields, or we can put it into the digestate, into the BGA. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start a time lapse, and we're just going to collect up a bunch of this grass and keep filling up those cows, keep them fed during the winter, hopefully.
Funny how the story goes, little hope but bigger dreams. me down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. The sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. But when we're floating up like helium, sip me up like lemonade. We both know it's bittersweet. The sorrowness will bite your tongue. No one is forever young. No. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. I know the sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. But when we're floating up like helium,
Here we are then. So we're going to drop this off. We still have a fair amount of grass in the various fields, but that's not a job for today. And you can see we are really in winter time because it's 5 o'clock and it's already getting dark out. Just look. Oh cow, don't stick your head underneath. Look at that. So we didn't end up with any grass that we could sell, but at least they are now pretty full. Health is also increasing. Now see, this is what I was talking about. So I think I need to check the XML file. I think by putting the conditioned grass in, it's counted as 4 sliders. But if you put in the fresh grass, it only counted as base, moisture and power. I need to double check that off camera. So that is basically it for today. I'm going to turn this guy off. We need to just have a double check here. We've still got plenty of silage and sugar beet. Digestate, we've got digestate, good. Now over to this guy here. Let's have a quick look. Do we have enough water? 1298. Now the interesting thing is we're not getting that much money per hour, which I find a bit surprising. I thought we'd be getting a little bit more by now. But yes, there is enough water, so I do need to top that up. I think I'll do that off camera. Alright, well, this is a bit of a mixed episode. Bit of introduction to Maizeplus for those of you who haven't used it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this grass cut off camera, because we have got, we'll fly for this. we've got 2 grass fields, and they are, I need to turn on my super speed wherever it is. There we go. Yes, so we've got this field here, which is, wow, that's actually quite big, and this one, field 25, and I believe, oops, we've got another one up here, field 19, plus we've got field 35 that is close to the yard. Yeah, there's actually there's a lot of grass, and I wanted to turn some of these into arable fields, but obviously we need to cut them first. Ooh, a second place to get water from. I suppose we've got the whole river to get water from, but yeah, we've actually got a lot of grass, so off camera I'm going to cut some, I think. Get it cut, ready for us to ted. We're going to make hay next time, and we are definitely going to sell some of that hay because we really need some money. This money here is not going to last. It's going to turn negative overnight when we have to pay our lease fees, so it would be handy if we could, of course, get ourselves some money from hay. Like this field, looking at it, it's basically just one field with a cut through. Okay, that's why it came as a parcel then. Right, for now I'm rambling, so let's finish here. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.